This is a Music Storm podcast where we discuss music from so many angles, from artists, producers to listeners, but with the main interest with the music industry as a whole. Today we got Christy joining me. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Great. I'm doing good. It's a good like Wednesday evening, I guess.
Sure is.
And a cold it's actually warm this week.
Hey,
So,
you know what? I actually got outside today. My dog did not turn around immediately, so that's a good sign.
That is a good sign. I was actually out this morning too, so it was like, yes, we're good. Good. praise the weather.
Yep.
But some of the listeners probably don't know you, of course. So
Absolutely.
Tell them what you do for music, like where are you from, what do you do, what are you all about, Christy?
Right on. My name's Christy Toronto. I play in a band called Paper Machetes. That's my numero uno. I've been playing music most of my adult life, playing in secret in my teen years, so my parents didn't hear me practicing. I come from a pretty musical family. All my big brothers are also in the Winnipeg music scene. So it's just a bit of a family business. Okay. I used to play in an alt rock band called Settlers, where we did kind of like really heavy rock stuff, and I just get up there and do nothing but wail into a microphone. But now Paper Machetes is a little bit more like poppy, more indie. These are all songs that I've written myself behind a keyboard, so I'm sitting up there playing keys and continuing to sing out my heart, and that's what I pour myself into nowadays.
Nice. I checked out the new EP. I love the new EP so much. We'll talk about it. What do you think? I just bring on some people and be like, yeah, I did not check out your music at all, you know?
Listen, I heard your stuff and I wanted to tell you to your face, I hated it.
Yeah.
That's why you had me on.
That'll go very well. Then this conversation would literally be only like 2 minutes and then perfect.
It's just a sabotage show. Bad vibes only. No, I'm sure it's not that.
It's perfect.
I'm glad it's not that.
Yeah, I tried to. Well, there's the odd person. I'm like, okay, even then, some music is like, okay, but either way, I enjoy all pieces of music. So either way, you got to give some credit to some people.
I feel the same way. Like, it takes a lot for me to not like music. I like almost everything. I'm not discerning at all.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah. Well, unless there's the odd, like,
until it's not.
Yeah. It's just a weird piece of music. It's just like, I don't know how to describe this at that point. That's when it's just there.
My number one thing, my number one pet peeve with music that I can't stand is when it's like, so some of the art rock type stuff and the really artsy stuff where it's just, there's no music.
Oh.
It's just, you got to wait for 2 minutes of feedback. And I bought a vinyl and I'm waiting for the music to start. And I'm like, dude, I just spent a bunch of money on this and there's no music on it.
It's just static.
It's just static and noise. I'm looking at you, Godspeed, Black Emperor.
We're just calling them out at this point. Okay.
Hey, I bought the record and I'll continue to. It's fine.
You'll just continue complaining.
I'm still
those 2 minutes.
Just a grumpy one.
The 2 minutes that you'll never get back with your life, ever. Every single time. No. Why the name Paper Machetes?
So I can't take credit for Paper Machetes. That is my husband's gift to the band. He also plays drums in the group. And what we really liked about it was the paradox of it. I like when things are opposite world within the same piece of work, kind of an oxymoron. So a machete is something harsh and hard and
kills things.
And kills, whereas paper is fragile and soft and can help create things. But both cut. Yeah,
it would just cut. Okay, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different
and take. It sounds cool.
Yeah. It's like it's a good take, and it's weird also. It's like indie thing, but you would think that's like more like a heavy metal band in a sense with that name, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you had to go for that.
And like I love that stuff anyway. So fine, if people want to think we're metal, which we're very much. I'll just
you'll just fool them. It's fine.
Lure them in.
Yeah. maybe one day you'll be like, hey, there's just some heavy deathcore person that's like, yeah, paper machete. Oh wait, this is not. It's not.
Yeah, and then in the middle of a power battle, we'll just do an interlude where we all drop the double kick and lay it down.
Drop D tune. Let's go.
That's right.
Was there any other name that you were going to go for, or was it
not really?
Just that? Okay. Just that. Okay.
Yeah, it was like we had that had been sitting in the vault for a good long time, and it was just like once the project started happening, I was like, can we use the name now? Is it time?
Yes, all my plans are coming together.
Yeah. Take the double keys and unlock the vault and take out the band name.
Nice. So you did say that your family is very like music influence and everything. So like, let's go when you first like started like music. So like when, I guess maybe out of the womb, I don't know, when you first started school, was there? Yeah,
absolutely.
Very start.
I think the earliest music memory I have is my big brother Sandy making me a Beatles mixtape when I was probably like 6. So then that got played over and over and over and over again. And that's kind of the seed.
The seed was the Beatles.
Yeah, definitely.
When was your first time that you picked up like an instrument though?
I had been sneaking behind the piano. Well, I took piano lessons starting grade 1. Okay. That didn't last very long. I did my like basics and everything. So it was a young age, right? And then kind of on and off throughout my school age. And then once I had done about 3 years of piano lessons again in junior high, wasn't getting along with my teacher very well. I wasn't practicing.
Everyone with their like music teachers, just like, nah.
I know. You got to find the right one. You really do. And then the people who have the good teachers, like it lasts, man.
Oh yeah.
It leaves an impression. But in this case, we didn't quite gel. So after I'd quit piano lessons formally, and I was done with the days of sitting at the piano, like crying, tears dripping on the keys because I didn't want to practice. But then once the lessons ended, that empowered me to get on there and play on my own terms. And I had this funny idea of kind of doing it in secret because I didn't want my parents to hear that I was interested in music because I was a teenager, I was contrarian, and everyone in the family loves music so much. I'm like, whatever, they're going to make a big deal out of it. So every time someone would leave the house, I'd get over there, I'd flip through like my pop books and I'd try to learn like the melody to Stairway to Heaven or something. And then I'd start going more towards the rock and the pop stuff rather than the classical things that were getting a little bit pushed on me.
Yeah.
And then that was kind of where I took it all into my own hands from that point when I was like a teenager.
Nice. You were I guess the kid that just was the rebellion kid, just like, nah, I don't want to deal with them.
Yeah, I'm the youngest, right? So if everyone else had been doing it already, so I didn't want to just be the same, but I also still wanted to play.
That's good. You got some toes in that. I'm the youngest too, so it's like, we get the little bit of rebellion side in there.
For sure, and the parents don't care anymore.
Exactly. When you're an adult, it's just like, it's fine. It's fine.
How many siblings do you have?
Just one older sister. Yeah. So I'm just the second. So it's fun. It's fun. Even though
it's easier than being the first, I think.
Yeah. I agree. Even though there's some days that you think, oh yeah, I wish I was the oldest, but then there's some aspects like, nah, I'm good to be the second.
Yeah. Well, it's good because you don't have a choice.
You're just stuck with this. That's great. What do you do in your pastime when you're not doing music, Christy?
Lately I've been playing a lot of Project Zomboid. I don't know if you've ever played that game. It's like an online zombie survival.
I've heard
situation.
It's kind of like I've heard the name.
It's kind of like The Sims, but there's zombies outside. So that's kind of been my whole life.
Wait, is that on the mobile or no?
No, well maybe, but it's I'm playing through Steam.
Oh, you're playing through Steam on that. Okay.
And they just started it so it's multiplayer. So then all my friends meet up in the little zombie world to hang out and survive.
Is it first person or is it third person? What? How?
It's like top down.
Oh, it's top down, one of those games. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're walking through the streets and through little houses, and you're trying to there's like crafting and eating food and survival type stuff.
I should look into that. I love computer
It's
games.
really fun. I
Yeah.
totally recommend it, especially because we're all stuck inside and we can't see our friends. It's actually a way to meet up with your friends.
Buy a zombie game on
Yeah.
Steam.
Hey, we gotta
We went
pivot now.
so low to this point to get here.
That is, and the saddest part is you asked me what my biggest pastime is.
It's video
That's
games.
it. Well, what
It's
else
not
am I gonna do?
music. Well, you could be making music, but you're like, nah, not music. Well, yeah,
It's
when you're
music,
not
and
doing
then-
music, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just that. Well, we did talk. You have a dog, so there's still.
Yeah, he keeps me busy as well, except for the fact that he's a bulldog and he won't go outside when it's cold like this.
Oh, then yeah. Yeah.
He's a little bit of a princess.
Is it just you have a dog? Do you have any cats or anything, or it's just?
Yeah, it's me, my husband, and my English bulldog Monty.
Oh, that's cute. Cute.
That's the gang.
name.
Yeah.
What do you suggest to someone that's trying to get into music, Christy?
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I think number one is start by listening.
Listening.
Yeah. Because the only way you're going to be able to absorb what sounds good to you or what it is that you're looking for in your craft,
Yeah.
you need to start by hearing what is happening out there. And like, to give you an example, when I saw Animals as Leaders speak when they played the Centennial Concert Hall of all places, they're like this math metal rock band.
Yeah.
They play really complicated technical stuff. But when they were speaking, people were asking them, how do you write work like this? Because it's so complicated. And all they said was, we just listen to this stuff. So it comes second nature, right? So it's already, they've got the input so that the output comes easier. Just like if you're going to be better at speaking French, you want to listen to French. And when you go into your jam session or your writing session with like maybe some other fresh-faced folks, you want to be listening to them before you're focusing on what you're playing, because if you're not listening to them, you're not going to know what's going to sound good with it. And now you've got 4 guys plucking away on 4 different guitar parts without knowing what the other person is doing.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's like one of the things that people forget. They're just focused on, am I going to sound good? Am I going to sound good? What am I doing? What am I doing? But I think it gets easier if you just put the focus a little bit outwards.
Yeah. If you break it down a bit on the different aspects of music, then yeah, it works. Like, I like that. Like listening, even some of your influence, like for yourself, just listening to some of those people that have helped you shape how your sound is, or even just kind of shaped it in some kind of direction, has helped you get to where you are.
And it's like putting fuel in the tank, right?
Yeah. Unless it's bad fuel, then it's like you put the wrong fuel in. Then
Then
there's
your
an issue.
engine's sputtering and whatnot.
Yeah, and then it just doesn't work.
Good metaphor.
Good metaphor. You made some impact into the music then, probably.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. But with the impact, do you think you've had some impact as a female singer at all?
I've had times in my career where I definitely felt like the music or the work has touched someone on a personal level, and that is the reason we do this. Because if you don't have that, what's the point of being an artist at all, is my opinion.
Yeah.
We're trying to make connections, we're trying to reach people. And I had a time where I was putting on shows for the Fringe Festival. So they were actually more theater shows, but they featured original music in them. And I was up there, in one I was up there in a clown costume playing accordion. And that was a cheesy show with a big moral message. And it was like kind of an all ages thing, but it was called Bizarro Obscure. And that was definitely a show where people felt the impact, I think. And they would come up to us after and tell us just how seen they felt. It had like some LGBTQ plus themes in it, some like self-acceptance themes in it, and I think it made a big impact on people. And that is like such a highlight in a career, to be able to have people come up and talk to you about just how meaningful the work was for them. Like, so much gratitude for those people.
Yeah.
And they had the courage to come and say it as well, is super special.
Yeah, if you get to that point in your career, it's just like, wow, how did I get to this point? And also it's just like, wow, you're impacting so many people in these lives, and they want to cherish this music and get to know more of this sound and
Mhm.
just in everything in general. That's what I love about music. It shapes so many different people in so many different ways and different lives, and it can impact anyone and just like that. And that's why I love
Yeah,
that
and
music.
it's easy for people to access too. Like they know how to listen to a song. They're not like necessarily going to go out to the theater hall to see a play, but they'll definitely sit there for 2 minutes and listen to a song, and who knows what kind of impact you could make in that time.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Unless you live in a certain area of the world that is just only theater, then there's that. But we're talking about first world country here.
I think it's pretty universal though. I think
Yeah.
like everyone knows how what a song is. They know how to absorb it, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah. There's different ways. There's always the different ways. But what are some artists you hope to work with in the future, though, in your music career? You think?
Some artists I hope to work with.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
You know, I don't think about that all that often because
You
it feels like
don't?
a pipe dream. I guess not. Not really.
Come on. You
I'm a
have to.
lone wolf, baby.
They're like, yeah, I just go solo. I don't care about anyone else. It's just me.
They gotta get on this train. I'm not getting
Yeah,
on
they
this
want
train.
you.
I'm totally joking. You know, I haven't thought about that. I mean, well, okay, one band that I think would be really cool to open for would be Future Islands. I love those guys so much.
Well, they're good. They're really good.
Yeah.
Huh, that'd be cool. You need to work on
Yeah,
a
that'd
song
be
with them
cool.
now.
That'd be nice.
That would be nice.
Oh my gosh. And then another one would, I mean, just to get in a room with these people. I mean, this is just pipe dreams just off the top of my head, but to get in a room with any of the guys from Bad Bad Not Good would be dope.
That would be dope.
Those guys are great. I just saw them play at the Park Theater, and that was a good time. But yeah, I don't know. I'm always open to collaboration. So if anyone sees this and is like, hey, I want to work, hit me up.
This is your open call, everyone. Hit her up. She wants to work.
I'm down.
Okay.
Hit me up.
First right here. Let's go.
Hit my DMs.
Oh. Good to know. Good to know.
Why not? This is why we do this.
Exactly. That's how you get your name out there. Trying to collaborate with people. I've known so many artists that have just not known a lot of, like, even then, Winnipeg is so diverse with music that even then I just know about new artists every single day. I'm like, wow, this is new to me, which is so surprising.
Yeah, and it's exciting too. I wish there was more of a chance lately to actually get out there and like get out on the town again to touch base with who's active and who's
not.
But I mean, it's just there's no shows right now.
Yeah,
but soon.
It's COVID, you know. But yeah, are you planning on doing a show soonish? You think?
I want to do a live stream ASAP. So we'll set up some sort of live stream concert situation from my lovely basement.
It's a good basement.
We've got twinkle lights. Why not?
The little doohickiness, you know?
Exactly. That's what I was going for. Doohickiness. But yeah, so we want to do a live stream so that we can maybe raise some funds so that we can hop back in the studio and do maybe a single to follow up the EP. That would be great.
Good. That's good.
We'll be posting about what date we're doing that very, very soon.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna ask you, hey, what's the new steps that you got going on with the music? But
that's what we got going on.
Just a single. Okay.
Yeah, I just wrote something recently that I think is like, I thought I was gonna be done with the COVID songs, and there's one or two on, well, there's one on the EP, and there's a couple in the set list from the shows we just played that are very much COVID songs. And I was like, oh man, these are gonna get dated so fast. But I guess not.
Guess not with Canada. Why?
In fact, I wrote another one that's a little bit about the frustrations that we've all kind of been feeling with the apathy of the provincial government. Ooh. It's not a political piece by any means. It's more just vague than that, but it stems from
people,
that feeling in my heart a lot. So I wouldn't mind recording it so that we can all kind of listen to it and reflect on it and kind of go through it together.
Nice. I like that. Love that. We don't have much. Well, we do have political stuff, but not much with the Manitoba government stuff.
Yeah, it's just we're also tired of being apathetic, but we're all kind of sinking into it as well.
Yeah, just dealing with it. It's just like, we need to.
Maybe if we all just get a little bit of catharsis together, it could help a bit.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why we do this.
What was the best piece of advice you've ever gotten for doing music?
Right now, what I want to say is anytime I've been told to like, don't worry about the genre, just write what comes out. That's just advice that I needed to break down walls around my creativity, stop trying to fit things into boxes, and just be unapologetic about what actually comes out, even though it's hard to compare to what it is sometimes, which is just another way of saying just be authentic.
That is a good piece of advice, actually, right there. Like, just speak your mind, write what you want. Yeah. Make it how you want.
If it comes out sounding weird,
do it.
Do it. Maybe that's what makes you special, right?
Exactly. It's a work of art. It's music, for crying out loud.
Yeah. Come on. Come on. What are you doing? What are you doing? Putting boxes around you.
Good box analogy, though. That is good.
Yeah.
A lot of box analogy.
Boxes are great for metaphors. They're really useful.
Yeah, they are. And then you just cut them up, and then they go into little pieces. Then you could.
Yeah. You can do all sorts of things with a cardboard box.
Yeah. You could play with them. You could do some.
Ask a cat.
Yeah, cats love boxes. Yeah, my dad has a cat, and the cat loves the boxes. There's boxes.
They love that shit. Yeah. They go crazy over that shit.
But going back to the music, you did have an EP that you dropped in December. So how was like the reception going for that with the EP?
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay, well, first of all, we were able to have an EP release show on December 2nd, which is the day that we released it. And like, just the fact that we were able to do that was such a blessing. Like, thank God we were able to have that show. I was like so scared it was going to get canceled or something, but it went great. There was a really good turnout. People responded really well to it. It was like, what a great experience. And yeah, so far we've had pretty good reception over the work itself. Had some messages coming in, and it's basically our debut work, even though like the writing has been happening for a long time. The concepts have been brewing for a long time, but only in the last year or two were we actually putting it down and ready to release it and make the project sprout some wings. Yeah, so it was a huge relief to finally like release it after all that anticipation. And the show went great. We had Jason Willows and Stellar play with us, and they were phenomenal. Great time. Thanks to Goodwill for having us.
I wanted to go to that show, but I was working that evening. I'm like, damn, it sucks, but
it was a Thursday.
Yeah, it is what it is. You know, there's
one day we'll have another show.
One day when there's no COVID, but I don't know when that'll happen.
Whatever. Yeah. We'll just play through COVID. Whatever.
Screw
starting to feel that way.
At this point,
we're just gonna get up on stage and breathe heavily all over everyone and just
spit everywhere. You know.
Who wants to sing into my microphone?
Yeah, give it. At this point, it's gonna just be at that point. It's just like screw it. I think, yeah. It'll just be that.
I very much, for the couple of shows we did manage to squeeze in, I've been like, I'm gonna go ahead and bring my own microphone.
Yeah, I know.
Because it's like very much people right up in there.
Well, yeah, you clean it too, but also I know a lot of bands.
You would hope.
You hope, and then even then.
That's why you got to go to. Okay, I don't know if you've ever been to Ajit, which is a karaoke bar in Osborne Village.
No, I haven't.
It's a very secret karaoke bar, but the owner there, Sean, does an amazing job of keeping things COVID friendly, despite the fact that it's a karaoke bar, and he's in there, he's cleaning microphones, and he's dipping them, and he's wiping, and he's doing a great job.
I love that.
Shout out to Sean and Ajit.
Yo, I need to go there one evening with the friends, the homies, be like, yo, guys, karaoke night. Let's go.
It's great.
Nice. All right.
I recommend it.
I'm going there once restrictions are basically out now.
Yeah.
Do that. I'll take your suggestion. But what are some things you would have done differently with the EP?
On a concrete level, I wish we could have gone into an actual proper studio to record drums. We did most of the tracking from this basement here, and the drums were tracked on 2 Rode mics.
Really?
Strategically placed, yes.
rather
than with a kit mics and in a studio. So, God bless Danny. He was very patient with the process, but next time we're gonna
get the studio.
To do those.
Okay.
But you make do.
Yeah, you make do with what kind of stuff that you have going on with your environment and your budget as well.
That's a big part of it.
Yeah, if the budget doesn't work well, then
you make the budget work. Yeah. Because it was all going through. I couldn't even. Whatever. I won't get into the details.
You can get into the details. That's why we got this.
I was trying to figure out a way where I could do it so that the drums are only taking up 2 channels, because the laptop I was using at the time didn't have enough memory to even deal with more than 2 channels. So Justin Delorme, who's in the band and also did the producing for the EP, he sent that suggestion over to me. There's like a method of recording with basically 2 condenser mics, so that they're kind of set in phase with one another, like one above the snare and kind of one above, kind of like over the shoulder of the drummer.
Okay. Yeah.
It kind of worked. It worked pretty good considering.
That'll work. Yeah. It's just a weird method on doing that, but yeah.
Hey, there's 1,000 ways of doing engineering that you would never think of.
Yeah, there's so many ways on getting drum tracking.
So don't get caught up on budget shit, people. Make it work.
Make it work. Take it from her. She's done it.
Just ask Justin. He'll figure out a way for you.
I should have suggested you. What is it? You should know Memorial Brigade. They're right now tracking stuff. I should let you hit them up, because they're starting to get into demo stuff and everything. So it'll be like, yo,
definitely
hit up these guys. They know what's up. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. But writing aspect, was there anything that you think you should have changed up or anything at that point with the EP or not?
It's all detail stuff for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I should have, verse 1 is in a rhyming scheme and verse 2 drops the rhyming scheme. Yeah. So like it's small details like that probably only I would notice, but then they start. You notice it after you. Time.
Yeah, if you listen to it after a while, it's just like these little aspects. Yeah. But
what's another thing? Yeah, it's the small stuff for sure. Or like, I could have delivered that line with a little more feeling.
Yeah.
And it's never going to be perfect. Ever.
That's with every single record and release that anyone has put out. It's just like, after you release it, it's like, dang, I could have changed this aspect, or I could have did this, and you just forget.
You kind of have to just look at it like it is from the time that you did it, and now it's free and it's its own thing, and you just got to let it be its own thing. And I'm probably going to listen back in 5 years and go like, who made that?
Yeah, you made that.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they say.
And also the best part with that kind of thing, you could also improve on that by a live performance. Just make it a little bit more better, or change
for sure. You can always revisit it.
Yeah, revisit it, change it up when you do your live performance. Maybe with that little spot that you want to change up, make it that little more oomph with it, or even with the general instrumental or whatever you have.
For sure.
Yeah,
and it's funny because we did this EP before being a touring band, before being a performing band, because it was recorded in the midst of COVID on these songs I had written, and so we were kind of going backwards. We had the thing recorded, and then we started rehearsing for the shows. And as time progresses, things change, the song warps, certain tones alter, and like even feeling changes behind it. And I think eventually we probably will need to revisit these songs because they're just getting better as we perform together. So that's exciting, but it's also like,
you're rocking. Yeah. Dang.
Should have got it, but that's just how time works. You can't go back. You can only go forward. So, a live album is a great idea. Stuff like that.
I've heard mixed reactions with people with live records because it's like
it's a lot of pressure.
I guess, yeah.
Don't screw it up.
Don't screw it up, and then it's just like, oh, dang it, I could have did better at that part. Yeah. Well, even then, I say for a live record, you cheat with it. I say, by cheating with it, I mean by like, you do multiple performances and be like, okay, this is the best one. This is the best one. And then
absolutely.
Yeah, that's how
I think that's what they do with comedy tapings as well. They'll do like 2 or 3 nights and then just take the best. Yeah, sometimes.
You just don't tell the people and be like, yeah, this is this day.
This is the keeper, so laugh like you're the keeper. Or cheer like it's the keeper.
Yeah, guys, that works.
Just put it on the audience and go, this is your responsibility now. Sorry, go ahead.
That's fine. Yeah, the audience goes into the song. It's not you. It's the audience that helps with the song.
They're like, we paid to be here. You're the one supposed to be doing work.
Yeah. But what would you be doing if you didn't do music at all? Like, you didn't get shown. Your family did not do music. What would you be doing?
In an alternate timeline.
Alternate universe. Yeah. What do you think?
Masonry. Just kidding. Just bricklaying. I'd just be a dusty-handed working woman. No, I don't know. My other creative love is I haven't been doing as much lately, but it is what I got my degree in, is acting. So theater and film would be probably my other creative outlet that I would lean against for sure.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Just right now nothing because of COVID and everything. I think productions wise has shut down for COVID.
Yeah, some of them were still going through though.
Really?
Yeah, you'd be surprised. The film industry was very well funded because it's private, right? So these private enterprises are able to get the rapid testing as much as they want because they've got the money to shell it out. So I know I do have some friends that have been still steadily working. Like it can be stressful, but they're doing the rapid tests. You know, the directors are getting swabbed every 2 hours so that they can stay on set.
Oh, gee. Yeah. Even then, I honestly, for that, I think if you're just staying at the same area and if you're not going out anywhere, I say honestly, you just do the swab the day and then you're fine. That's just me personally, but like, if you're not going anywhere, then why do you need to do like every 2 hours? Like it's a waste of rapid tests. Like,
you can afford it.
Well, yeah, true.
Once on the hour.
Give my rapid test at this moment, this exact moment with the blue Skittles, you know.
They're just like, their nose is bleeding from all the swabbing.
It's part of the scene. It's fine.
Yes. That's right.
Yeah, I have a hairdresser and who does movies and TV shows and everything, and I know she did that in summer and she had like a whole entire like Halloween role kind of thing that she was doing for a bit. But now that ended, so I don't know what she's doing now, but that worked for a bit. But yeah, that's
I haven't checked in with how they're doing right now, but good for them. I respect the hustle.
We respect you, film industry.
Yeah, that's right. I got no beef, okay?
We're watching you here. What was your favorite song that you made so far?
I'll go to probably my oldest song that's on the EP, just because if I didn't like it so much, it wouldn't have lasted so long enough to get on the EP after all the years that I had it written. And it took a lot of time to get it where it was because it was strangely structured, and it's called Ugly Duckling. And I ended up getting help finally from Justin Delorme to kind of help it lock it into place. Because it's like, it's a pop ballad, but it's got like an A part and a B part. It's kind of cut in half, but I didn't want to separate them into, like, I knew they needed to go together instead of breaking them off into separate songs, because I always have that voice in my head going, if it's so different, why don't you just make it into a new song? But in this case, I just like, I knew what it had to be, and I knew it was about something like profound that I cared about a lot, which is kind of like the timelessness of love and kind of a cosmic connection you could have with one another. Like even after, you know, you're dead and gone, there's still like star stuff floating around and it'll bring you all together again. It's very romantic. And I just like, I think about that sort of thing a lot. So that's why I think that one is like closest to my heart, because it very much allowed me to express something that I'd been having trouble expressing.
Oh, I like that.
And you can't do it with just words, right? In this case, like it needed to be through music.
Amen. Amen to that. Amen. Yeah. What do you think about like when you hear about the music industry as a whole? So like labels, streaming, agents, managers, like everything right now. Like, what do you think when you hear that music industry as a whole?
I think, how do we monetize?
True.
It's a little frustrating to see the state of the industry. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of like really awesome players and people who are being innovators. But it's a very undervalued industry.
Undervalued?
Yes.
That's new. Oh, why do you think undervalued?
Because streaming has completely oversaturated the availability of music. So anyone can get their hands on anything. No one's buying CDs. No one's buying records. I mean, they are, but it's like you and me. It's not.
It's
2 out of 10 people are buying stuff, right? Like
the diehard fans really are.
Yeah, you know, and those are the OGs, and they're buying shirts and everything and buying the concert tickets. But the amount of work and passion and labor that goes into creating music, like how many aspects of your product are you able to actually monetize? I just think it's out of balance.
Everything's out of balance, even in music. So there's that. But
yeah, that's true. That's why I called my EP Balancing Act.
Good shout out. Good shout out. There we go. What are your thoughts about like artists searching out to get into labels and such? Like, what do you have suggestions to artists, like what they should be doing?
Because I'm not signed.
Well, I know that, but that's why I like to like, what would you suggest to people or artists that are thinking about that? Maybe even as yourself for future reference. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's about knowing when you're ready for someone else to take the reins on it a little bit, I guess. When you've got a product that's ready to export is when you have the label step in, I think. So just, you know, hustle as hard as you can on your own before you feel ready to bring anyone else in, because no one's going to want to get on your train if you're not busting your absolute ass already to like the full extent of what you can be doing. Like work your ass off. And it's like a company's got to be making, it's got to be at capacity before they start making hires, right? I mean,
you have those little independent labels. There's that, but
for sure. But like I said, I haven't worked with any labels, so I'm not really the most knowledgeable.
Well, that's why we have to have the people that don't have labels and get their input. Like, do you think you will go to a label at some point at all, Christy? Or no?
I'm always open to collaboration and discussion. So if what we were doing ever seems to appeal to a label, then
sure,
of course I'd have that conversation.
Okay. Is there like a certain degree you think to go to, like, yes, there's labels, but like Do you think you will be like, okay, they could take everything from us, or like, do you want to have that limit, you think, for yourself for getting into a label, or no?
I think my number one thing would be to retain the song rights.
Okay.
I don't think that would ever be up for discussion.
Yeah.
But you know, I've always liked the idea of someone stylizing things and helping with the visual aspect of the show. Because you know, coming from a theater background, I always just think it's great to make a really well-rounded show, and that includes makeup and costumes and backgrounds and lights and everything. And if a label were ever to have a team that was able to kind of
help you with that,
up that production value, that would be fucking dope.
Yeah, I know. What is it? I don't know if you know Starset. They're a band that does that. No, okay, yeah, they're a Columbus, Ohio rock band, rock metal, and
nice.
Honestly, great band nonetheless. They were supposed to come here right in 2020, I think, and then COVID hit, and then they had to cancel. But yeah, they've gone through stages of costume changes, and they have this weird demonstration aspect with them. They go with the science field of stuff with their music and everything. They've done like, what is it, space costumes, and then certain like weird warrior costume stuff, and then a military aspect thing too once, and they've done basically everything that you could think of with
I love
music.
It. Gimmicks. I love them.
Yeah, it's cool.
Not just stupid. I'm sure it's awesome.
But yeah, they call they don't call concerts. They call it demonstrations. So it's like, yeah, it's cool.
Okay.
I like
that. Gives you an idea of where their head's at. I like that.
It's the lead singer has a very interesting vision on what he thinks with music, and I love it. It's cool, and
I will definitely check them out because that sounds very interesting.
Yeah, for sure. Look at their live music and everything, live concerts and everything. You will probably be like, "Ooh, we need to do this." But just don't go in a space costume, because you might die of, or not, but like
hyperthermia.
Yeah, hypothermia in well, that's cold.
Hyper. Yeah.
Hyper.
Okay. When I went to see Karen O at Oshiega a couple of years ago, I think this is 2018. She had space pants on. She looked awesome. They're like shiny silver spaceman pants with like patches all over them. And it was Montreal in August, and it was probably 35 to 36 degrees outside. It was freaking hot. And she's up there performing her ass off because it's Karen O, and she's jumping all over the stage. And she goes, and the crowd's going crazy. And she goes, "Oh my God, you guys, you're such a good crowd. You're giving me goosebumps." And I'm like, "Karen O,
no,
you're overheating. That's a symptom of heat stroke." But she didn't hear me because I was 1,000 people back. But.
Yeah, and probably people didn't care either. So it's like, damn.
Yeah, no one noticed. I was like, "No, Karen O."
No.
She's okay.
I hope she will. Well, at the time, but
hope someone fanned her off.
Hopefully, on backstage, give her a lot.
You must have a fan person.
They have to. I think, yeah, with open concerts and everything, yeah, I've seen fans off on stage and then they blow off fans.
Big ferns.
We got you. We got you. So, you think artists should be independent in this day and age for music, or no?
I think it can hopefully work both ways. It depends on the kind of artist you want to be. I don't know, because I'm a little business minded, so I don't want to make any calls unless I see numbers in front of me. Yeah. Because like if someone's performing well on a label, then freaking be on the label. And if you're performing well independently, then keep doing what you're doing. Like it's a business here. We're running a business, and everyone's running it differently. And if you're seeing results, stick with what works.
Yeah, that's a good aspect on going with. Like I always tell people, hey, when you're first starting out, yes, be a little bit independent, but also if you do get asked to go to a label, I say go for it. But then after, drop them, because then you get to that point. Hey, you got your fame, you got a little bit of your exposure out there, and then you got the numbers to back you up. Now you could go independent.
Take the bag and run with it.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense to me. Absolutely.
But make sure you got the rights to your songs, because then you're screwed in the end. Exactly.
Cheers to that.
I don't got a drink, but cheers.
Here, you can have some of mine.
Yeah, thank you. If you could have listeners, fans to remember you by one thing, what would they remember you by?
I hope it would be for honesty and authenticity. You know, like I've kind of pivoted in my mind recently to just really the only thing that matters to me is if I'm talking about something that matters to me and to other people, and that kind of like speaking to truth has helped someone in some way. That's first priority. So I hope that, you know, specifically through my lyrics, which I pour a lot of love and care into, that someone can glean some actual like truth and honesty from it and see things from a different perspective. That would be great.
That'd be great, you know?
It's great.
Yeah. If we get to that.
Really, really sweet. Super sweet.
Shout yourself out. What do you want the people to know about you?
I just want people to know that we got a big year coming up for Paper Machetes, and we're really excited to, you know, launch this band last year. So there's a lot of work coming. There's a lot of music to be looking out for, and I hope that people can get on board when we start booking shows again.
Heck yeah, I like it. Yeah, nice.